Let's see. Welcome, welcome. Happy new moon in Aries, everybody. It is a beautiful Friday. Hello, welcome, everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
All right.
Happy new moon.
I really have to work on that. All right. So, happy new moon, everybody. Oh, the captions are on. Awesome sauce. Okay. So happy new moon today. It is Friday, April 17th, I believe. Yes, April 17th. And we are here to talk about new moons in Aries. All right. Today, we're going to explore Aries with the intentions of ascension. Now, for those of you who tuned in yesterday, we did a beautiful talk on the 6 A's of ascension. So definitely be sure to check that out so that you can follow along in regards to the different components of ascension and really, see what phase you're in and where you're having some momentum, where you may be having some slowdown. So either way, it is all good. All right. So again, as we are exploring today, I want you to really set your intentions for the purpose of introspection, okay? When we talk about new moons there's a lot of meaning to it, but there is a focus on, again, setting intentions, introspection, and fresh starts. There are some beliefs that you really should not set intentions as far as trying to plant a seed for the purpose of, like, right now, there's a void. There are a lot of things coming in, a lot of things coming out. So it's really best for just introspection so that as the luminaries are moving its course, you're able to move accordingly. Now, for those of you who do not remember, I am Riziki-Zafira, your sidereal sister. I'm also incorporating Western astrology as well. And the science of astrology is all about guidance. It's not to be a slave to the chart. It's not to think that you're in this prison that is beyond your ability to co-create. It is for us to master the matrix, okay? So again, new moons, fresh start, introspection, and setting intention. So we are here to become masters of our navigation, masters of our matrix, and really allowing these lessons and these mysteries to be a guide for our self-mastery. And I really love that quest of self-mastery because, again, this is where it starts. Aries, it's all about the self, okay? And I have to give a special shout out to all of my soul-led CEOs out there, all of my spiritpreneurs out there. This is the energy for us right now. This is if you are unsure of what to do next, of where to start, if you even should start, this is a really great energy to really bask in, okay? And no matter if you're working a regular 9 to 5, if there's anything you're wanting to initiate, anything you're wanting to catalyze, this is a beautiful energy to really start embracing. So I want you to just take a moment for a second and really think to yourself, what part of yourself or what area in life are you feeling catalytic in, right? Are you wanting to start something? What are you wanting to really, just push the green button and just go, go, go? Just think about that for a second, okay? And while you're thinking, I'll share a quick story and then we're going to get into it. First, okay, being in this energy of ascension and then this new moon in Aries, there was a reason why I feel like these downloads came around the same time. So for instance, and y'all, this is a perfect example, okay? And again, I'm not going to talk to you about something I haven't been through or I haven't witnessed any of my clients go through in which I'm still a part of that process. So for the past 10 years, since 2015, 11 years, I have been in this space solely focusing on wellness and astrology and metaphysics and Reiki, or well, really Tantra, Reiki, healing, healing, healing. And when I was sitting in this energy that was coming up, I was coming to a truth that there was a part of myself that was just brewing, that felt kind of put to the side, that was staying dormant a little bit. And when I had this honest conversation with myself, I realized I miss media production. I miss, focusing on not only catalyzing my ideas, but I am really good at helping people take their creative, what I call beautiful creative chaos, hone it in into a framework, and then make it something that's profitable, making it something that's tangible. So I relaunched my creative agency, you all. Okay, I'm super excited, and I really don't want to call it a creative agency. I want to call it a creation lab. Now, for the past year, I've been dibbling and dabbling. Many of you have heard of it, the Vision Catalyst. I was working in masterminds, working with entrepreneurs of all walks of life. But I gotta say, I wasn't 10 toes in. Okay, I was probably like maybe 5 or 6, but not 10 toes in. Right now, Spirit is like, you 10 toes in. And while I am still here for the metaphysics and the Tantra, I am making it very clear that catalyzing the ideas of our present and future visionaries is my priority while still utilizing universal metaphysical tantric principles to fuel my work. Okay. And just a part of my ministry, just a part of my temple. I'm never going to leave this stuff alone. Right. So I'm saying that to say, I want you to take a look at your life. I want you to take a look at what's brewing in you. What is brewing in you right now? Because for me, I missed the marketing. I missed, being able to combine my gifts. So, for instance, my agency is, you know, organizing creative chaos, and doing marketing, but also visionary vitality, right? Because at the end of the day, as visionaries, as leaders, as co-creators, we still have to take care of our creative energy, and that's also a way for me to still sneak in my health and wellness, right? So for you, what is brewing in you right now? All right. Where in life are you feeling catalyzing and want to really reflect and gain clarity and think about what you are creating or what you're here to do next? Okay. So let's get into new moon in Aries. And for those of you who have watched some of my videos before, while Western astrology really focuses on the sun signs, which we'll talk about it, I really like focusing on the moon signs. These are called lunar mansions. These are called nakshatras. Now, why do I focus on the moon signs? And why will every single new moon or full moon video that I do, why will it incorporate the lunar mansions? I'm so glad you asked. Because while the sun signs really does help us understand the outwardly expressions, the moon signs help us understand the inner intelligence, right? The creative forces that's within this outwardly expression. And so the lunar mansions, and I've explained this before, is why you can have two Aries in the same room, right? But there are different expressions of this Aries energy. Some people say, oh, because they're a April or May Aries, which we won't get into that because of the dates. I'm just talking about Western astrology right now. But it's more than just if you're April or May. It's literally where exactly was the sun in Aries when these two people were born within the sun's transition within the Aries constellation. Okay. And the sun, one was in one lunar mansion and the other one was in another lunar mansion. So although they are both Aries, they're different expressions. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So we know that Aries is the natural first house of the zodiac. It is a pioneering sign, it is a fiery sign, it is ruled by Mars. And again, there are levels within this particular sign. Okay. And as you are listening, as you are taking in this energy as I'm speaking. I really want you to start reflecting, okay? And then I have some journal prompts for you because I definitely don't want you to leave this live with like no tools at all. Okay? So, in Aries, there are three particular nakshatras. Now, in sidereal astrology, the new moon started in a nakshatra or a lunar mansion called Ashwini, okay? And in Western astrology, the new moon started in a lunar mansion called Kritika. Now, between Ashwini and between Kritika is Bharani. And y'all know I'm not going to leave that one out, you all. I'm going to go over all of them, okay? So, when we talk about Ashwini Nakshatra, okay, this energy contributes to what makes us do things in a quick manner. Okay. This is a lunar mansion that deals with our ability to take initiative. And I'm going to slow down on this part, right? Because again, these transitions, these transits, these new moons and full moons are more than, hey, what can happen in my life? How can things manifest in my life? These transitions, these reflections are also opportunities for you to activate qualities and characteristics within you. I was on a call the other day with a wonderful sister. She does great work in certain communities that, cater to women, but this can be applied to either gender, okay? And excuse me, we were talking about, just being able to collaborate with people, work with people, and she was bringing up how, oh, this person is absolutely amazing when it comes to the idea portion. This person is amazing when it comes to showing up. Like on the day of, this person is amazing. But when it comes to executing and getting things done, this person procrastinates. I mean, like something that should take 2 hours to do, it took this person like 2 months to complete, right? So if that sounds like you, this is a very beautiful time to start reflecting on how does lack of initiative affect what you're wanting to do in life, what you're here to create, right? So Ashwini is quickness. Ashwini is initiative. It also has a contribution to high energy in the word that is used as healing, but I want to kind of peel this back a layer. When I think about and feel through Ashwini and it being associated with healing. So what comes to mind is like, and I don't know why I went here, but it's Mars energy as well, right? But let's just say someone got cut, or I don't want to say shot, but okay, in a place where it was like a blood vessel there, and it's just like, stuff that's, blood that's coming out and it's coming at a fast rate, right? Or maybe a person is in surgery and oh my God, we hit a vessel, hit a vein, whatever, whatever, whatever. And the momentum of quickness, one has to act to put pressure on the wound to stop the bleeding so that this person doesn't lose blood, or move quickly to resolve the problem, because sometimes when you are procrastinating on something that needs to be fixed immediately, it makes the conditions worse, which then makes the recovery time even longer. Okay. So I want you to think about what are some things. I haven't even got to the prompts yet, but this is just what's coming. What are some things that you're not taking initiative in, and you may not realize when it's time to do it, when it's time to work on it, the manifestation of it, the completion of it may take a little longer because you're moving slow. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you all something. I love you so much, and I'm going to give you the good, the not so good, and the indifferent. Okay. We are here to master ourselves, and I would be lying to us if I was to sit here and say, oh, yes, we're all light. We're all light. There are some shadows too. And this is the purpose of life because we all have challenges. And when we become aware of the challenges, we're able to really be intentional on where we choose to improve. Okay. So, Ashwini can also contribute to us acting impulsively, okay? And which is sometimes good and sometimes not so good. Sometimes it's good because it really contributes to us being self-starters, which is why Aries is a sign of entrepreneurship. It is a sign of getting things done. It's a sign of many things too, right? Like being a soldier, being a leader of a type, all sorts of things, right? But it really this particular lunar mansion in Aries is what contributes to this energy of being a self-starter, acting impulsively or quickly, taking initiative and intellectual quickness as well. Because even when we take a look at the signs and how they correlate with the body, it's the head. Okay, Aries is the head. So when you're thinking about, the mental process, okay, we're not talking about the planet, we know Mercury's there, but um when we think about mental processes, this is an energy that contributes to quick thinking, which is necessary if you're a self-starter, which is necessary if you are one to take initiative. Okay, you're not sitting there in analysis paralysis. Okay, now let's get into, I'm going to get into Kritika, which is the Western placement of where the new moon started. And then I'm going to end with what's in the middle because you'll start to see the connection. Okay. So again, Ashwini, quickness, initiative, healing, high energy, it's impulsive actions, it's self-starter, it's intellectual quickness. Now, when we get to um Kritika, okay. So this is an energy that contributes to determination, okay? Initiative, and many people think initiative and determination are the same thing and it's not, right? One is the fuel, one is like the result, okay? But they work together, okay? They work together. So you have Kritika, which is determination and sharp intellect. Now, there's one thing to have quick intellect, but when it's sharp, like you're able to, like just crystal clear, focus, laser focus, you're quick and you're sharp. This is what contributes to this energy. Now, intellect and intuition are necessary to work together, but this isn't an intuitive sign. We're talking about intellect, okay? Because here's how they work together. Some of us are so intuitive, but we may not have the intellect to strategize and formalize it into necessary phases and steps to get the thing done, right? So, again, this is a beautiful energy to start calling in and just really reflecting on where can you call in a little bit more of this energy, okay? And especially depending on what area in life this is for you. Aries may be your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, your fourth house, your eighth house, your second house. So these energies are showing up in your area in life. It's up to you to know and be clear on what that looks like for you, okay? All right, so determination, sharp intellect, the pioneering spirit. Now, here's the thing, okay? Whew, I love this part. So, when we hear initiative and pioneering, again, many of us think it's the same thing. They go together. Okay. Initiative is just like, I'm going to get up and go and do it. Pioneering is, I'm not only just going to get up and do it, but this is something new. This is something fresh. This is something radiant. This is something that people haven't seen before. Not only that, it's something that moves the momentum forward. It moves society forward. It takes, pioneering is taking something, a community, a mindset, a group think from one place and into another. And why? Because of the experience that comes with it, because of the newness of the creation. Pioneering and initiative is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful combination. All right, not the same thing, but they work beautifully together, okay? It's also ambition and drive for perfection. Now, I will say sometimes that drive for perfection can paralyze us to not, pioneering and taking initiative and actualizing the thing because it's like I need this to be perfect first, right? So we want to be mindful of that. But I want to say something else with Critica too, okay? Man, especially for those who, again, there's something brewing and you haven't made a move on it yet. Critica is associated with cutting, okay? And Critica is associated with deciding. Now, I am a word nerd. And if you look up the etymology of deciding, the root word comes from like decidir or something like that, but it means to cut. Okay. So, and I heard, someone else break this down so beautifully. When you decide to do something, when you decide to do something, it's like you cut off any other distraction to cut. You cut off any other distraction. You cut off any other um opportunity to divert your energy and you are so laser focused on getting it done. You are cutting out any and everything that is noise that's going to take you off your path of what you decided to do. As a matter of fact, deciding is such a powerful action, like, I don't think we understand the beauty of it. When you think about when you are dead set on something and there is nobody, people could talk to you until they're blue in the face. You're not budging, okay? When you decide on something, there is no room for anything else. This is Critica, okay? To cut any distractions, any other possibility, uh any other you're cutting off access to your mental creative space so that it can't be diverted to something else. All right. Now, so we have Ashwini, we have Kritika. Let's talk about Bharani. And y'all, I love breaking down the different aspects of these signs because I'm slick a surgeon too, right? So when you really dissect these signs, you really get to know the multidimensionality of it, which is beautiful because we're all multidimensional. We are not one dimensional at all. There are so many different expressions that are within us, and it's the same thing in the luminaries, okay? So some of you who were born, you have a planet in either Ashwini, Bharani, or Kritika. Whatever house Aries is for you, if you have a planet there, those planets are in one of these lunar mansions. So I want to really break this down before I get into Barani. I want to break this down for you. And I try just to stay to the point, and I'm a teacher, y'all. I can't help it. So you have the sign, okay, which will describe based on your rising sign. And for those of you who don't know the time of your birth, you can kind of count from your moon sign. There's a way to do it. It is the area of life, okay? Now, the planet that's in the sign helps us understand the experience. Okay, let me break this down. The the sign represents two things. It represents the area in life, but also the characteristics. Okay, so the sign is the area of life and the characteristics. So there's an area in life where this area and energy is just like it's there. Now the planet that's in the house is what contributes to your experiences. Okay, and then the lunar mansion that the planet is in adds another layer of not just experiences, but the creative forces that's within it. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is so beautiful. This is why I love sidereal. Okay, so Now let's get into Barani. And I'm going to have to go deeper into this in another video, but I really like this because Barani has a symbol that is associated with the yoni. Now, this is not a tantric talk, so I will not get into that right now, but if you all want to look it up, please do so. Barani is the lunar mansion that's between Ashwini and Kritika. So Barani is the energy that signifies the creativity. Okay, it is the creative force. All signs have an intelligence. When you think about creative energy, when you think about creativity, every single sign contributes an aspect or a characteristic to what we know as our life force creative energy. Okay, so Barani is Aries creative energy. It's part of Aries creative intelligence, okay? So this is so the thing that we take initiative on, the thing that we are determined about, the thing that we get this pioneering spirit of, Barani is what contributes to the passion behind what we're taking initiative in, what we're pioneering, what we are having high energy about, what we're ambitious about, what we're determined to get done, that it contributes to the passion behind it. And here's the crazy part. There are many entrepreneurs, okay, people who have started a thing and they done it because oh yeah, it's going to make me money, but they're not passionate about it. They're not passionate about it. This taught me, listen, I don't know about you, no shame or shade, but as much as I can fulfill the manifestations of these lunar mansions, whatever I'm creating, I have to be passionate about it. I need to be in touch with the passion. Okay. I likes the passion. Okay. So Barani is the creativity, the intense passion. It is the resilience. Oh my gosh. Have you ever thought about what's behind resilience? Because it ain't motivation. It's not always willpower. Okay. When you are passionate about something, there's almost nothing that can get in your way of not doing it, of not completing it, of not participating in it unless like something's wrong with your body. Okay, so Barani is about the intense passion, the resilience, and here's the thing too, nurturing. Now, when people hear about Aries energy, they like, what you talking about? That's all fire. There's no nurturing. There is a part of Aries energy that is nurturing. Let me break this down, right? This is so, and oh my God, this is when we think of nurturing, we automatically think about Cancer, we think about the soft femininity, like the, oh, let me just soft. But there are ways that feminine energy nurtures, and there's a way that masculine energy nurtures. Now, nurturing is something that contributes to the cultivation and the nourishment of anything, right? Now, how you nurture doesn't always have to be soft. Nurturing also comes from being protective, protecting what is valuable. So in certain tantric talks, right, we talk about how masculine, how does masculine energy or men provide nurturing if it's not like the oh, tut, right? A form of nurturing is protecting the thing that you value because you understand its value. And when you protect the thing, you create the environment, you block things from harming it, you're literally creating a space for this thing to to grow, to be in an environment that it's best and conducive for its full expression. That's still a form of nurturing. Okay, again, we've been taught that, this is what I've learned, y'all. I've learned that there are things that quote unquote feminine energy and women do and then men do, But I have come to find out that whatever the concept is, we both do it just in different ways. They say men are masculine energy leads. Yeah, and feminine energy also leads too, right? We just do it in a different way, right? The same thing when we hear about protection, okay? The masculine expression of protection may be force and, fighting, whereas feminine energy protection is about prevention. Because we have foresight, we're doing things now for to prevent. That's still a form of protection, right? So Barani is this. You know how I look at Barani as the feminine energy within Aries. That's how I really look at it. And of course, because it's associated with the yoni, right? It's funny. I feel like this is like a poly dynamic, but like Barani has two husbands. Okay, so she's the creative, she's the passionate, she's the resilient, she's the nurturing, and Barani also contributes to material pursuits. Now, because creativity is important, because passion is behind initiative, it's behind intellectualism, right? Um, it contributes to resilience and nurturing that has to be protected. It's like the force that contributes to the outward expressions, right? So you got Bharani and Kritika, excuse me, you got Ashwini and Kritika on both sides of Bharani. Like we got to protect the queen. That's how I look at it. All right. So Bharani is this beautiful energy of that fuel that contributes to that outward expression of initiative. It is that fuel that contributes to the sharp intellect, the quick intellect. It is the fuel that contributes to being a self-starter. It is the fuel that contributes to the determination. Okay. So, y'all, this is the fullest expression of Aries energy. Okay. The fullest expression. Excuse me, my battery's about to go dead over here. Um, so I just really want to be clear on what this looks like in the breakdown. Now, it's time for reflection, okay? Because what I want to do now is really take a look at you. I want you to now focus on you now that you're understanding more about, this new moon energy and all the possibilities, all of the opportunities. This is why I break it down like this because, sir, when sometimes we just say, okay, yeah, it's Aries and it's about, the self and warrior energy and da da da. No, I want you to know all of the aspects of Aries energy. I want you to know all of the qualities and characteristics that's within it while the portal is open. And now you get a chance to explore and discover and call in whatever you need to call in. Now, let me say this too, because oh my goodness, y'all didn't see that, but yes, you did. I gotta my chair be going against my wall. One second. So this is I want to share something with you all, okay? Um, I want to share something with you all. So for those of you, and I'm sharing this because these questions are going to vary based on the house that your Aries sits in. Oops, sorry. Okay. That's your Aries sits in. So I don't want to show this person, but and for those who would like a copy of their sidereal chart, I'm sure you may have your Western, that's fine, but I just kind of want to show you what my charts look like. Okay. So I have sidereal charts. This is what's called a South Indian chart. There's also North Indian, but I find for people who are not familiar, the South Indian is a little bit easier to read. Okay, so this is the main birth chart. This is the moon chart. And then this is also the Navamsha chart. And I don't want to give a lesson as to what those all are right now. I will say that again, in these charts, you get what is called divisional charts, which is kind of like dissecting each house in your chart and taking a deeper look. But here's what I really love, okay? The Mahadashas. So, and I'm bringing this up for a reason. So, from the time a person was born, there were certain energies taking a super duper precedence in your life, and it contributes to certain experiences or themes, if you will, being a main focus in your area of life. Okay, so when you order a chart for me, this is what it will look like. Okay, you also get some audio recordings about your moon, rising, and sun, and the particular Mahadasha you are in. And I'll be sure to, let me make sure I leave that link for people um, to order. Okay. And then you know what? I probably need to redo how to read your or chart or at least navigate around it. Okay. So the reason why I brought that up is because again, these reflection questions that I'm going to get into, it's going to kind of vary based on the area of life that Aries is for you. So when I ask these questions, if Aries is in your second house or your seventh or your fourth, it may, it may be a little different. Okay. So the first question, all right, and I want you to be honest with yourself. And as I have said in other videos, the most important person to not lie to is yourself. All right. So the first question is, in the area of life governed by this house, no matter if it's literally whatever house Aries is for you or whatever you want to think about. In the area of life that this applies to, what is one impulsive yes you have been holding back? What is one impulsive yes you have been holding back? Now, in another video, in the 6 A's of Ascension, I talked about applying future self thinking versus avoidant based thinking. So I'm going to add another layer to this. If you took that impulsive yes seriously, what is the possibility you would see for your future self? Don't think about what you're trying to get away from. We don't want to think there. We don't want to base our present actions based off of what we're trying to avoid. We want to base our present actions off of what possibilities we see in the future of our future self, of our future business, of our future efforts, whatever that is. Again, what is one impulsive yes you have been holding back to? And again, apply the future self thinking. And what is the possibility that you see? Okay. Now, that is a question that pertains to the first lunar mansion, Ashwini. Okay. Now we're going to ask a question based off of Bharani, even though, well, the new moon energy will still progress through there, especially if we're going by sidereal. So, keeping in mind, this is the second question. Keeping in mind that transformation really does require a death of the old for new things to come in, of course, right? So, in your life, rather it's something you just want to apply this to, or particularly where Aries is in your chart, what are you currently midwifing or mid-husbanding, okay, whoever's watching this, into existence? What are you currently birthing into existence? Now, here is the next question. Y'all, this is so important. Are you nurturing this vision with intensity and passion, or are you compromising your flair to fit in? Ooh, what does that mean, y'all? Okay, I'm not going to go into detail, but let me give you an example. There was efforts that I was birthing, and what was behind it was attachment to an identity that I have been known for a long time. Instead of it was past self birthing, not future self birthing. Think about it. And when you are birthing something based on past self Rather, if it's a past self you no longer want to be, or a past self that you've been so comfortable in or known for, or everybody else is used to, even though the inside of you is screaming for your future self. There is a weight that comes with that kind of birthing. There is a weight that comes with that kind of birthing. So, whatever vision that you're nurturing, what number one, what is it? And then two, I want you to have an honest conversation with yourself. Is the vision that you're birthing according to what you don't want to be or what you're used to being, or is it according to your future self, the possibilities that you see? Be honest. Be honest, okay? That's a deep one, y'all. That's a deep one. Okay. I'm gonna sip to that one real quick. All right. Now, the third one. Hold on, let me make sure. Let me see if there's any oh no, I don't. Hold on, 1 second. Let me see if there are any comments coming through. Okay. So now what I want to focus on is the last question. Okay. So hold on. All right. So the last question is rooted in critica. The last question is, ooh, y'all, this is juicy. All right. Whatever area in life that Aries is in or that you are focusing on right now, look at the mediocrity in this area. Look at the mediocrity in this area. Where do you need to utilize this part of this Aries energy, this part of your intellect, not emotions, not feelings? We'll get into feelings later, but right now, your intellect, okay? To cut away what no longer serves you and or your life work. What truth are you afraid to speak that would really set you free? Okay. What truth are you afraid to speak? I'm going to ask that again. Look at the mediocrity in this area in life. Okay, because we want opulence, we want exquisiteness, we want the highest expression, okay, or as close to it as possible. Okay, we don't want so, we don't want ghetto, okay? We want we want we want the goods. We deserve it, okay? Look at the mediocrity in this area. Where do you need to utilize your intellect? Because again, y'all, and especially as a woman, sometimes my feelings, but my logic be like, girl, and you know, come on now, like your feelings are attached to the trauma that blah, 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 or the belief systems that blah, 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 blah. What's really going on is, okay, they go together, y'all. I love them. Okay. So, where do you need to utilize your intellect to cut away what no longer serves you or your life work? And what truth are you afraid to speak that would set you free? I don't know about y'all, but I love my freedom. I love freedom. Okay. So, again, really reflect on these and journal, be as honest as possible. Again, don't lie to yourself, all right? And really see how this area in life that you're focusing on, what answers are being revealed to you, right? So even if you think about it now, no matter when you see this video, if it's earlier in the day, watch how the rest of the day may show you the answers. If you're seeing this later at night or afterwards, think about this day and just think about what did life show you in regards to this area that you're thinking about, right? So, again, you all, this is new moon in Aries. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, be sure to leave them below. Again, if you want a copy of your sidereal, chart, be sure to access the link below. If you have not watched the Ascension video, please do so. I think you're really going to appreciate that and really be able to adopt a framework, if you don't have one already, that may work for you and give you a little bit more guidance on how to navigate your journey of mastering your matrix. All right, family. So, again, it has been a pleasure as always. I will see you next time. I don't know when, but just make sure you subscribe so that you can get the notifications. And I want y'all to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. All right. Peace, love,